Wow. So this is the first live stream on the laptop. See, I'm not on the phone. I'm on a MacBook right here. So let me show you guys what I'm on. That's Jesus Christ. That's how we're going live right there on this laptop. So I'm shut down for today. I'm taking off tomorrow. I'm over here in Idaho. Is there any way I could blow this up? Let me see. Time links. Got it. What's up, Joey? Jimmy? Let me know if you guys can hear me. If the audio is good. It's good on my side. I mean, I don't know. Put a one on in the chat if you could hear the audio, if you could hear me. I used to work for night in 20. Do I got like a pen? No, I don't. Okay. Jimmy said that he could hear. All right, cool. Yeah. You guys can hear me. Cool. All right, cool. So, yeah. What up, everybody? Mac, Joey, Jimmy. So, a lot of the times you hear people say, oh, just get a local job. My hair is all fucked up. You hear people say, just get a local job. Go local, go local. Well, here's why I think they say that. You know, America's big. The internet is worldwide, right? These people, they live in like, I'm willing to bet some of them live in smaller communities where it might be easier to get a local job. But if you live places like here, or maybe like, I don't know, New York City might be easy, but then again, I'm not sure. Um, LA, whatever, it's hard to get local jobs, right? And not all local jobs are the same. Some local jobs are better than others. You could get into a worse local job than a mega carrier, honestly. Some of these local jobs, especially running ports, they want you to run 1099 to where you're not going to get any benefits and you got to pay taxes on top of it, to where you would be better off working at a mega carrier. Local jobs are hard to come by because everybody wants to go local. That's the truth of the matter. Nobody wants to run over the road. Nobody wants to do what I'm doing right now. Bed's kind of dirty, and be in a hotel when they could be out making money. But the safety department shut me down and shut down everyone in the in the fleet right now. They shut us all down because of the weather, and then they went home for the weekend. And I barely got a call like yesterday before I got this hotel room talking about try to go there on Monday morning if the weather's fine. If not, then just stay where you are. No one wants to be like I'm getting paid layover, but dude, people want a job where they get paid hourly and they go home and they make a good paycheck. That's all they want. But trust me, trust me. You just said it's hard. It's easy to get a local job. It's not. It's not, dude. And let me tell you what I'm talking about as far as local jobs go. Okay. So once you get 2 or 3 years experience in trucking, you're worth some money, believe it or not, especially if you have a clean driving record. I have one thing on my DAC report, right? When I was a year into it at CR England, I took out an amber light on the trailer, a little amber light on the top left driver's side of the trailer. I hit an overhead object. I didn't hit it. I made contact with it. Like I was like, here's the trailer. And then that's what happened. And it cracked the overhead light. And England put it on the DAC report because it costs the money, whatever. That's how the game goes. And because of that, certain employers won't take you. Walmart didn't take me because of that, even though I have a clean driving record. I gave them my MVR. Another company just ran my MVR, and that's the local job I'm probably going to get back in the Bay Area. But I got almost 3 years experience now. In April, it'll be 3 years. So I'm like 2.5, like 2 years, 8 months, something like that experience now, being that we're into this month. And I'm telling you, dude, you go for these local jobs, and I'm talking about good jobs like being trash man, right, or garbage truck drivers, whatever. You could be a chick, do it too, right? They get paid so much money. Recology in San Francisco, they would start me off at like $47 an hour. That's the base. And then you get your overtime and double time and holiday pay on top of it. Because in the Bay Area, most of the jobs in the Bay Area are union, right? Even a lot of the government jobs are union. So in the Bay Area where I'm from, a lot of the jobs are union, so they make a lot of fucking money, and everyone's going after these jobs, and not just trucking shit like BART. Um, it's easy to get a job in the Bay Area, right? A job, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of them are good. Like you could become a janitor at like Google, Apple through temp agencies and then get hired onto the company. There's people who work for Google and Apple and LinkedIn and like Facebook and shit who aren't software developers, who are like the maintenance department, janitorial, receptionists. You got to think, right? People who like security that works the parking lot. Some of those are third party, but dude, they make a lot of fucking money. But when it comes to having a CDL, when it comes to having a CDL, there's no driver shortage, and everyone's applying for these local jobs. So it's hard. Trust me, dude. It's hard. You don't know how many drivers I meet. The other day, I was in Las Vegas and I took an Uber, and the Uber driver was a truck driver, and he got off over the road just because he was sick of it. He was out there for like 2 years and he wanted to come back home, and he's in Las Vegas looking for local work. And the only like local job that he could get, and he has a clean driving record. And I believe him, because if he had a dirty driving record, he wouldn't be able to drive for Uber. You got to have a clean driving record to drive for Uber. If you have hella accidents on your MVR, you can't even be a rideshare driver like that. So he had a clean driving record. And him too, he's struggling to get local work. Everybody wants local work. So it's not that easy to get a local job unless if you hit below the belt, right? That's why these mega carriers, they're easy jobs to get. You could always get a job with a CDL. Once you have a CDL, you could always have work, right? When I was in the Bay Area and I was off work because of that shit that happened with Martin, it was to the point where, dude, I just needed a job. You know what I mean? Like this one guy was going to hire me out of the port of Oakland, but it was 1099 and he was running paper logs, which is illegal. And he only ran paper logs. He didn't have ELDs. You know what I mean? Another guy that I applied with like last week, um, he has like 3 trucks that don't have ELDs, and he was down to have me run them. I'm like, dude, that's against the law. You got to have an ELD in there. You can only run paper logs 8 days at a time if your ELD is malfunctioning until you have to replace it. You know what I mean? So you could get a local job running ports for one of these like small, like kind of shady characters who owns trucks and who's trying to get people, to run them. But you're going to be risking your CDL because you're not going to be running an ELD. Dude, trust me, it's hard to get a local job. The local jobs you want to get, like a real good local job, is waste management, recology, um, Republic Services, like the garbage truck drivers, which is Class B. But if you got your Class A, it covers that. You know what I mean? Because you got your Class A and your air brakes, and that's all they require. And you got the driving experience, you got the commercial experience. So trust me, I applied at Recology. I applied at Waste Management. This is the second time I applied at Waste Management. Waste Management in Oakland, they start you off at 35. Recology in San Francisco, they start you off at $47. It's $46.86. It's $47 an hour. After tax, you'll probably bring home, if you're single, they're going to tax the fuck out of you. You'll probably bring home like $1,400 a week. You know what I mean? If you work a lot of overtime, maybe $1,800 a week, right? And you could live in the city like that. Trust me, you can. But the thing is, this is how you get a local job. I'm gonna tell you guys how to get a good local job. Okay, wherever you are, especially if you're in a big city, the competition goes up because the population is higher than somewhere like Boise, Idaho, where I'm at. Pocatello. I'm in Pocatello, Idaho, but Idaho. The competition right here in San Francisco, it's way more competitive to get a local job in San Francisco than it is out here in Idaho, in whatever town you're in, even if you're in fucking Boise, right? So this is how you do it. And it might even be the same in a small town because people have CDOs. You know what I mean? If you're in a small town, there's less employers. But you get a job at a mega carrier. You get a fucking job. I'm talking about once you have 2 or 3 years experience under your belt and you can't find a local job like that, and it's taken a while, because a lot of these local jobs, they just don't need you. They have so many applicants. So you get a job at a mega carrier or just any trucking job that you could get. And then while you're working that job, you have paychecks coming in. Keep applying at those positions. And it might take you a few months, but eventually you'll get in. Eventually you'll get in. As long as you keep a clean driving record, right? And you're not being a dick to your employer, you're not cussing out dispatch, and they give you a good referral because they're going to know that you're applying at other jobs. So since you're at an employer like Knight, England, Swift, or whatever, they're going to be getting these calls from other employers that you're looking for another job, and it's not that big of a deal. These companies are so big. This happens. They got hella drivers on their fleets that are looking for other jobs while they're working there. They know the deal. These people in the office, they know the deal. They know what type of company they're working for. So it's not going to like be a thing where it's going to cause conflict or whatever. No, no, no. As long as you're just doing your job, just keep applying, dude. The best time to get a job is when you're already employed. That's what the mega carriers are good for. You could get a job at a mega carrier and it looks better on your resume that you're employed. Trust me, these mega carriers, sometimes you just want to quit and go home. But you need the paycheck, don't you? And it looks better on your resume. So let me catch up on some of these comments. I have always been local since I started. Been local 10 years. The good thing is that I work for rail yards in Los Angeles. Um, a lot of loads to pick up and deliver. Yeah. In LA, I heard those ports and rails could be a little easier to get into. But trust me, dude, up north in the Port of Oakland, look, the Port of LA, it's much more cracking than the Port of Oakland. The Port of Oakland, it's way more political. It's sometimes you got to know people to get in there because sometimes even like these, you can go on Craigslist and see, type in a zip code up north, like in San Francisco or Hayward, Oakland or whatever, and the Port of Oakland jobs are going to come up and it's only a few people that are hiring. There's no like JB Hunt hiring for the ports of Oakland, Knight, Schneider, and these motherfuckers run ports. The Port of Oakland, it's mainly a lot of like owner operators with their companies, and they're going to hire you 1099. And not only do they not want to train you, but they want you with experience in the Port of Oakland. So they're always hiring because they're so picky, but it's because they have a lot of applicants, dude. So, yeah, I believe the Port of LA is much more busier than the Port of Oakland for sure, dude. JB Hunt, from what I hear, you can get a job at Swift or JB Hunt running ports pretty easy out of the Port of Oakland. No, Corey, Willie, I don't need extra attention. It's still hard to get loads, but I've always gotten lucky. Yeah, I'm still sitting. Tomorrow, I'm taking off tomorrow though. The weather, it stopped snowing today. It was snowing all day yesterday and last night, but the rest of the week seems dry. The temperature is actually going to go up later in the week, but I'm gonna be long gone. I'm getting the fuck out of here. After I get my truck unloaded, I'm getting out of here. Um, this is the weather right here. I'm taking off on Monday. I'm taking off tomorrow. The temperature is going to drop at night, but I'm taking off. I'll take off like at 8. I want the temperature to rise a little bit before I get on the road. Right. I don't want to be driving on like 10 degrees or nothing like that. At least bring it up to 19, you know. He's only got under 6 months experience. Are you still sitting? He's only got under how much experience do you got? No, dude, I've been trucking. I was at CR England for 2.5 years. And then it was 2.5 years at England, and now I've been at night for going on 2 months. So almost 2 years, 8 months, coming up on 2 years, 8 months. I was off work for like 2 months, like a month and some change or something like that. It's hard getting a local job when you're OTR because they want to interview you, but you just got to keep at it. You'll find one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, one thing about being over the road and applying for jobs is number one, it looks good. It looks good because they see that you're actively doing the job, especially if you have experience. If you have experience and you're actively doing the job, they know. For example, right? This job that it looks like I'm going to get it. It's out of Fremont. They're going to pay me 33 an hour. It's a local gig, just running around the Bay Area. It might be like Cisco or US Foods or some shit through a temp agency, right? But it's something just to get me in because trust me, dude, it's hard to get a local job in the Bay, dude. It really is like a class A local job. If I had passengers on my shit, I could probably get into AC Transit or Muni, which is a good job, right? I'll be dealing with crackheads and shit, but it's a good job. But um, they're willing to drug test me on the go. So she sent me all these like I filled out all the hiring documents. She ran my background, my MVR, which is like your DMV driving history. It's all good, right? Everything's all good. I'm good to go. I just got to pee in a cup. This is coffee. And she sent me all these places back home in Hayward. I'm like, girl, I'm not in Hayward right now. I'm in Idaho. She's like, well, I'll send you to Idaho. I was like, no, I'm moving right now. Like, I gotta do this when I'm on my reset. So it's probably going to be drug tested in Las Vegas. And yeah, once I drug test, I'm out. Once I drug test, I'll be hired. It'll probably take like what, 2 days for the drug test to clear and the paperwork to get filed on it or whatever. And then I'll put in the 2 weeks and I'm getting the fuck back home too. I'm tired of this over the road shit. But trust me, dude, you just got to keep applying. Eventually you'll get one. A lot of motherfuckers say it's easy to get a job. It depends on which market you're in. If you're up here in the Bay, it's hard to get a local job. Trust me, dude, it's hard to get a class A tractor trailer local position that pays by the hour. If you add passengers and you're okay with becoming like a bus driver, then you could probably get in, which are good jobs. And sometimes I think like I might just do that. My thing is on being a bus driver is where the fuck do you use the restroom? Let me see. Downturn, transport too, plenty of trucks. So yeah, very hard to get local. Apple has a subsidized cafeteria. I delivered fuel to them, and they told me I could eat in there. It was like $2 for a good meal. Wow. Yeah, when I was working at Tesla, they had cafeterias all around the Tesla factory in Fremont, but we had to pay for it. The cool thing about Tesla is every now and then they bring in like a lot of taco trucks and like food trucks. You had to pay for it all, which is fucked up because Elon Musk is the richest motherfucker on the planet. But that was when the stock was barely like at $40. Now it better be fucking free, dude. I don't know where you live, boss. I used to work with you in Shafter, but now I'm part of the 315 Teamsters in Davis. There you go. Good for you, man. Who is that? Tyson? Good for you, brother. Tell him that fuel hauling gig is good. Yeah, fuel hauling is good, but it's hard to get. Dude, trust me, even like those fuel jobs, they got so many applicants. I got my hazmat. I got my TWIC card. You want to see my TWIC card? Look, where my wallet at? I ain't gonna show you all my CDL because I don't want y'all creeping on my address, but I'll show y'all the TWIC. Look out her name. TWIC. Look, I got all my endorsements. I got all my shit, dude. I got my endorsements. I got my TWIC card, doubles and triples, tankers, hazmat. I got it. I got an auto restriction, but dude, Loves and Pilot, they do automatic tankers. They do automatic tractors and haul tankers. It's hard to get, dude. Trust me. Even in the Central Valley, there's a Pilot Flying J by Modesto, by where my mom lives, and I can go crash at her place and go work for Loves or Pilot. But dude, they're never fucking hiring. They're never fucking hiring. I checked their website. They're never fucking hiring. This is what happens, dude. A lot of people they get these good jobs and they stay. And because they stay, these positions they're filled, dude. There's so many motherfuckers. That's one thing about jobs, dude. It's very competitive in the job market. Trust me. California recently changed a law for ELD. If you were running less than 150 miles, you don't need to do paper logs. Paper logs. Well, what do you mean you don't need to be doing logs if you're running less than 150 miles? Paper logs, you're not supposed to be running paper logs. The only time you're supposed to be running paper logs is if your ELD is fucked up, is if your ELD is like broken. Then you run paper logs up to 8 days, and then you got to get that fucking ELD fixed, or else you get a big fine, right? If you get pulled over and they take your ELD and they see that it's off and they can't turn it on, and they see that you got all these paper logs, because you got to have something. You got to show the DOT officer something. If you don't show the DOT officer anything, and you don't got no ELD that's working, and you have nothing on your paper logs, dude, you're fucked. You're gonna get in hella trouble. California recently changed the law for ELD. Hold on. Damn, waste management here pays 23. Where's here? Joey eyeglasses. Where's here? Yeah, if you guys are saying here, you gotta tell me where. You know, that's one good thing about California, especially in the big cities like San Francisco and Los Angeles and San Diego, Orange County. You can make a lot of money in California. You can make a lot of fucking money to where you can live in San Francisco, right? Um, if you're getting paid $47 an hour to be a garbage truck driver in the city, um, you're like renting out rooms is like the new apartment, right? Or you could get like an apartment because prices have dropped a little bit in the city and in the East Bay too. Still expensive. It's still like even slightly more expensive than a lot of parts of Southern California, especially LA County. And the reason why that is because people who work in tech, they tend to make more money than people like in the entertainment industry. LA, they got like the finance industry too. Like a lot of like corporate banking and shit is down there in LA. Like, I think it's what's that, like Chase or the Wells Fargo building and shit. And um, a lot of investment firms are in LA. But people who work in like AI, tech, um, Google and shit, they tend to make way more money than people in like other industries. That's why it's a little bit more expensive in the Bay, but if you're getting paid 47 an hour, you could get a little apartment in San Francisco, like a one-bedroom apartment by yourself. And if you shop high and low and you're not in a rush and you wait for a deal, you could probably even get an apartment with like a view of the city, right? And like Bernal Heights or Noe Valley or the Mission District. I would probably live in the Mission District, depending on what street. Um, but you know what I mean? It's possible, dude. You can do it. So you can make a lot of money in California. Don't let these people that bash California. California has a lot of problems, but it like New York City. California is a good place to be if you're young and you're in your career because you can make a lot of fucking money in California, more than you could in like other states. Like these other states are cheaper, but what they don't tell you is the pay is cheaper too. They're not going to pay you like they do in California and fucking like New York City and probably like even Chicago or Miami or something like that. So just know that. I definitely recommend getting hazmat fuel is always hiring where I'm at. And like I said, yeah, if you're in Texas, from what I hear, fuel is easier to get in Texas, especially in like Midland and like West Texas. The fuel game's popping out there. Thank you, Timothy. Um, Looking at San Francisco on Google Earth, it looks smaller for the number of people living there. The good thing about San Francisco is a lot of people have left the city. And that's what, especially around COVID, because California was on lockdown for so long and a lot of like the restaurants went out of business, the price of rent dropped. Not significantly, but noticeably it dropped. Um, there was a point in San Francisco where a one bedroom apartment was going for close to like $4,000. Now I'm seeing listings in the city for a one bedroom studio around like 2,100, 23, 2,500 a month. Still expensive, but it's way more doable than fucking $3,800 a month for a one bedroom apartment. That was a thing at the time. There was a time in San Francisco before the pandemic, around like when I left, around like 2018. I left in 2019, but around that time, especially around like 2016, 2017, the city was popping. San Francisco was like it was like being in Manhattan, New York, because the tech industry was just so fucking strong there, dude. And it made the city was the place to be. LinkedIn, like I was Uber driving, dude. I was an Uber driver in San Francisco, and I was making it on my own. I was renting out a room in Oakland, but dude, I was having like fucking sometimes like over $2,000 a week on Uber, right? And that's just Uber alone. And then on the side, I was also doing like DoorDash here and there. There was a point where there was like 2 years in the Bay when I didn't have a 9 to 5 job, when I was just Uber driving. I was self-employed because the tech industry was so fucking strong that just money was just fucking everywhere, dude. Everybody was making money. If you, back then, if you were in the Bay and you weren't like not just had a job, but if you weren't like balling and doing all right, it's still a struggle. But if you didn't like have good money on you, it was on you. I would be in San Francisco and I'd be picking up these tech guys from like LinkedIn, Pinterest, um, Google, because Google has different locations in the city, not just in the Silicon Valley, Mountain View, but in San Francisco. They got a few offices out there. Dude, Uber, right? All this shit. I was picking these motherfuckers up left and right every day after work, and I would pick up tech guys, and they were just like Wall Streeters. I'd be picking up these tech guys, right? And they'd be talking about how they'd be buying coke, and some of them will be doing coke in the back of in my car, like young kids, just tech motherfuckers living like Wall Streeters. That's what San Francisco was at one point. Now it's slowly coming back. What's going on in San Francisco now is a lot of the tech offices have closed down. A lot of the office spaces in downtown are empty, but they're starting to be filled up with AI. Like the tech industry is still in the Bay Area. There's still a lot of like startups, and not just like the big companies. There's a lot of startups in the Bay. There's still a lot of tech companies. Salesforce is still there. The Google offices are still there. I think LinkedIn is even still there. Uber, I don't know. I think that they still got an office in San Francisco. It's no longer on Market Street, but I think it's closer to like the Chase Center where the Warriors play. Uh, but now, what's coming in now is all these AI companies, like these, like that app, Replica, where it's like your AI girlfriend. I think they set up an office in San Francisco. Them and a lot of like these AI companies and like the healthcare industry and shit. And what goes along with that is not only do you have all these tech companies in San Francisco, but you have law firms, consulting firms, you know what I mean? Like people who consult like 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 um like business strategies, and like this company's buying this company. So that's why places like Manhattan, San Francisco, they're the place to be. You can make a lot of fucking money, dude. You can make hell of fucking money in these places. So it's slowly coming back. San Francisco's slowly coming back, and it's going to come back. It's always been a boom and bust city, right? At one point, before tech came in, San Francisco was always like big on construction. It's still big on construction. It took a hit in the pandemic, but it's slowly coming back. It is. So you can make a lot of fucking money in in San Francisco. Don't get it fucked up. There's problems in the city, but you can make a lot of fucking money, right? I don't know how I went off on that tangent, but it's probably because that's where I'm going. I'm going back home. Just the timing companies right now are cutting back on hiring. Yeah, thank you. Thanks. Yeah, it's a Coca-Cola sweater. I got it on Amazon. I bought one for my sisters too. Dak report. What's up, homie? What's up, soldier? For Christ, too much competition for everyone wanting to live and work there. Yeah, but here's the thing. It's this is why I tell you guys to always keep your eyes open to make money outside of trucking, because I'm from the Bay Area. Because where I'm from, there's a lot of opportunities to make money, right? I could go home and get a job. I could go home and become a fucking custodian for I could go home. This is what I could do. This is what it is living in the Bay. And I don't know where you guys are, right? But this is I'm kind of trying to push you guys. I understand some of you guys got kids, but if you're single like me, take a chance, dude. Go move to New York. Go move to Chicago. You don't got to move to San Francisco. Go move to Los Angeles. And you can literally get a job, all right? I'm willing to bet it's like this in New York. San Francisco is very similar to New York City. New York City is a lot more busier than San Francisco, but nevertheless, you can um, work a custodial job, right? Just to get it on your resume, so you have some experience. And within like 2 or 3 months of working a little custodian job, struggling a little bit, renting out a room, you could go to a temp agency, and then that does custodian janitorial work, and you can end up being a custodian in like a Wall Street office, right? In like some corporate finance building where you're making like $30 an hour as a custodian. You know what I'm saying? You started off like at $20 an hour. Now you're $10 more. Some custodians probably get paid $35 an hour in the city. Custodians who work for the San Mateo School District, dude, they start off at like $30 an hour, you know? So that's what I'm telling you guys. Don't fucking settle with just being a truck driver. This is the United States of America. You know what I'm saying? Always keep your options open. I got all my endorsements and no restrictions. Companies still not hiring me. I work up north in Utah, but I'm moving to Phoenix. Phoenix is popping. Go to the right area in Phoenix. Don't don't live around I think it's South Central Phoenix, or I think someone said it was South Central Phoenix. That's where the night transportation yard was. It's rough around there. But dude, instead of Phoenix, dude, go to a big city. I mean, Phoenix is cool though. Bro, get your hazmat and Twic, haul fuel. I got all that. I got all that, bro. Trust me, dude. It's not that fucking easy getting these jobs. It's not. Not where I'm at in the Bay. You know what I mean? It's easy to get a job in the Bay, but dude, trucking, it's very competitive in the Bay because trucking, it's popping, but not popping. Trucking is more popping in like Southern California. Um, that's what I noticed because those ports, I think it's because of this. Like our main port in the Bay Area is Oakland, but um, Los Angeles, they got the LA ports, they got the LA rail yards, they got the Long Beach port, they got the San Diego port. So with all those containers coming in, you need fuel, right? So that's why you have a lot of fuel companies and refineries right there in LA, in Long Beach, because if you got all this port action going on, you need fuel, right? You need on-site fuel. They got a lot of like cold storage facilities that need fuel. That's what I'm saying. Like LA, they're probably bigger on trucking. In the Bay, it's more of like tech. You know what I'm saying? So is you twicked up? Yeah, I got Twic. I showed you guys my Twic card. Denny's, I'm moving to Utah. Yeah, you need that Twic card. Look, full. Look, I'll show you guys again. This is a Twic card out of California, right? I got my Twic card. That's me when I started the YouTube channel, and I was shaving my head. I got a Twic card. Trust me, dude. This local shit is competitive, man. And I'm in Omaha, Nebraska. It's -30. We got snow down. Fuck. So you guys want to see where I'm at? Look. I could never live like this, dude. I don't know if you guys can see it, but that's all snow right there. Look at that bird. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it snowed in where I'm at. I can't live like this, dude, in this snow. This is fucking crazy. I can't do it. Port work at MIC in Tracy. I, I don't live in the valley like that though. I mean, my mom lives in Modesto, but I can't live with her, dude. Right? I go and visit her. That's not really where I live. Joe, you staying at the house today? Let's see. Put your resume on Indeed. Did that. I heard Costco is good too. Yeah, Costco. Yeah, that's one place I haven't applied for is Costco. Maybe I'll look into that. Maybe I'll look into Costco. I just want something to get me back home, dude. My long-term goal is to live in San Francisco and work for Recology. That's like my long-term goal right there, right? Um, I'll get there eventually. Class A lineman apprenticeship. You'll be making real money, man. I ain't trying to be no lineman. That's like OTR type shit, right? I know linemen make a lot of money, but 39 an hour to start up north. Oh no, me honestly, man. I think it's because I've been working for these mega carriers. I'm just kind of done with the whole trucking lifestyle, honestly. Like being on the road, being away from home. I want a job where I go to work and I go home and I sleep in my own fucking bed. And I can get off work and I could, call over some chick and fucking, get it in that night, have her cook me a sandwich. That's what I want. I don't want to be away from home like that, dude. I've been doing this shit for the past like almost 3 years now, man. I'm fucking over it. Whether it's in a hotel or in the sleeper, dude. I don't know. Like I'm working night because I need the job right now, but I kind of just want my life back. Honestly, I'm cool off being a lineman or over the road. Pilot and Lowe's always say they aren't hiring. If you send in an application, they call you, but they cherry pick and only call back people with 3 years of fueling hauling experience. Yeah, see, there's no driver shortage. I believe that. Who said that? Endless J. I believe that. If there was a driver shortage, right, like the news says, oh, we need drivers, then Loves and Pilot Flying J, they wouldn't be so fucking picky, including Walmart. They wouldn't be so picky on who they hire, right? Now, say you're a dude, you know what I mean, and you're looking for a wife, and you've been banging all this trim, right? You're not just gonna wife up any chick. You're gonna be real fucking specific with what you want because you got all this trim coming at you. There's no driver shortage. The reason why the news says that there's a driver shortage is because these mega carriers, these big companies, pay them to say that. They pay them to say that to flood the market because they know they're going to get a majority of the new work of of the new truck drivers, and it's going to help them make money. Pretty much that driver shortage thing, that's an ad campaign. That's advertisement that the American Trucking Association pays for in the media. There's no driver shortage, right? Your pay is garbage. In Kansas City, costs of living might be low, but the pay is terrible. Yeah, bro. Telling you, man, it's a struggle out here in America, dude. Rambo today, I see doing flatbed shit sucks in the snow. Oh, I bet. I bet. I would not, dude. I would never fucking do flatbed. Fuck that, dude. I ain't trying to work harder. Fuck that, dude. Flatbed versus like drive-in and reefer, dude. We're all getting paid the same. A lot of flatbed guys, they like, oh yeah, do flatbed or whatever. I don't give a fuck about doing flatbed. I don't give a fuck about driving a tank, right? Truck drivers are they're underpaid. We're all pretty much in the same fucking boat when you really think about it. You know what I mean? Midland, Baytown uh, is my go-to for working. Once I get my tanker endorsement, good luck, man. Good luck. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I was probably going off earlier. Yeah, Kelly is where it's at. Omaha, shit, talking his ass off. It's because most tech work remote. It went remote due to COVID. Don't have to be in the city anymore, I guess. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it's slowly coming back. It is. It's slowly coming back. Did you get some lines? Uh, well, I mean, it is. It is his live. If you don't want to watch, don't watch. What's up? What's up from Vegas? Cloud engineers, software engineers, and data analysis still need human touch. AI can't replace it. Yeah, you know what I mean. But I mean, just look at a lot of these AI companies, right? Those are workers that are coming back into the city. So behind AI, you need people. You know what I mean? You need people to run that software and to correct it and to upgrade it and develop it and to turn it into new and better things and all that, right? Got I'm gonna blow my nose. I'll be right back. Oh, yeah, that felt better. I had to blow my nose. You're not gonna get into fuel hauling? Maybe. I don't know. Probably not. At one point, I wanted to do fuel, but I don't know. I've been kind of not knowing where I wanted to go lately these past 2 years. At one point, I wanted to move to LA because there's a lot of trim in LA. If you're single, LA is a cool place to be because you could date a lot of women because there's just so many women in LA. And then I wanted to go to Vegas. And so I'm back in Vegas right now, but I'm pretty sure I just want to go back home. I've been watching a lot of Casey Neistat, and I'm thinking that's where I should be a YouTuber because the market's open for it. And yeah, San Francisco, it doesn't really get a lot of publicity on YouTube like that. So, not to mention you can make a lot of fucking money up there. Let me see. Software, let me try to catch up. So many comments, dude. It's hard. Everyone says go haul fuel, go do this. Like, bro, unless you have connections, you might get lucky. Yeah, dude. Hey, I've been applying at these fuel jobs. Don't think that I haven't. Right? I've been applying even in the Central Valley. I applied for Williams Tank Lines. I applied for this one company that does tankers with RUAN. I applied for them. I applied for Cherokee, California, and a lot of these places just haven't gotten back to me, dude. I got all my endorsements. I got a clean driving record. The only thing I have is that little amber light on my DAC report. And most employers, if you have like one tiny thing on your DAC report like that, but then also on your DAC report, if they put that, you were a good coworker to work with, like you weren't the guy that was always cussing out management or nothing like that. If they say that you were a good employee, you like this just happened once you like barely started driving when you were a complete rookie, dude. And they see, and you got a clean driving record. These motherfuckers, they give you a chance. It just the thing is, dude, these local jobs, they have so many fucking applicants, right? So they're gonna they're gonna get the cream of the crop, right? Just because you have the experience, there's someone else who has more experience than you. They're gonna probably hire someone who's been working like prime, chemical tanker or gas tank. Because I know Prime does tanks. They're gonna hire someone who's been doing tanker in their specific niche for years, rather than just some rookie from a mega carrier that they got to train and shit. It's competitive, dude. From what I'm seeing on Indeed, OTR is the main jobs posting here in Houston. You know why, dude? Because no one wants to run OTR. You could always get a job in over the road, but no one wants to do that shit. No one wants to do that shit. Only reason why I took this job at night is two reasons. Two, because I thought I wanted to live in Las Vegas. And if I leave San Francisco again, I'll go back to Las Vegas, right? And number two, I just needed a fucking job, right? And I knew I could get a job at a mega carrier pretty fucking easy. That's why I took this job. Costco, I believe, is union. Yeah, it probably depends which yard that you're going to for Costco. A lot of shit in the Bay Area is union. The Bay Area is really liberal, so they're like pro union. So they got a lot of union gigs. Um, Good evening, my brother. Love your videos. Thank you. Look for volumetric cement truck local jobs. Um, that's what I did. Start me off $25 an hour, 6 days a week, good overtime. All right, I'll check that out. Um, looks like with any other industry, they want to once you hold on. Looks like any other industry, they want to once you have a few years under your belt. They act funny when it comes to paying you based on how much you're really worth. Yeah, just because look, another thing with local jobs is not all of them are good. You could get a local job that sucks. You could get a local job that's just as bad as a mega carrier, if not worse. Trust me. The only difference is you're going to be home every night. And for example, say you get a local job, right? That makes you work 14 hours a day. And then there's like bullshit that you got to deal with. I don't know. It's just, and then you're only home for like a little bit. You know what I'm saying? There is no employee shortage in any field. They do the same in software engineering. They lie to people saying there is a shortage. Yeah, yeah, dude, there's no fucking shortage. Especially, it's probably even worse in the tech industry. It's probably even worse because, dude, look at college campuses. You want to talk about competitive in the job market? You want to talk about competitiveness in the job market? Look at all these college campuses, all these colleges. You see all these fucking students, dude. They're all going to go into the workforce, and they're all going to go on Indeed and LinkedIn and all these shit. That's some real competition. They might have it worse than us, honestly. Martin has a shutdown in Washington, Idaho area, 250 a day. Yeah, yeah. That's one good thing about Martin is they don't allow you to drive in snow like this or some shit. So I'm getting paid. I think it's 100 a day, so it's something, right? I could I could be shut down, not getting shit, bro. That's the truth at my company. They are literally 10 guys who have over 10 years. Jesus Christ, hold on, bro. That's the truth at my company. They are literally um, 10 guys who have over 30 years experience and get paid the same as the new guy. It's dumb as fuck. There is no growth in trucking. See, that's the fucked up part about it, dude. That's the fucked up part about it is that's kind of true in trucking. It's not that there's no growth in trucking, is the ceiling is like right there. You know what I mean? And in other lines of work, the ceiling is like through the roof. For example, me quitting Tesla was probably one of the dumbest fucking things I could have done. But I don't really regret it. You know what I mean? Because my homie who came in like a month after me, also I think through like the same temp agency or something. He's at Tesla, and this motherfucker is like well off, dude. He owns like two houses, and dude, he has like badass cars, and man, and I'm just so I'm proud of him. Nevertheless, um, um, I'm really proud of him because when he started, he was with the temp agency, and he was living like in some farm. And now, dude, the stock has gone through the fucking roof. When we started Tesla, it was like $40 a share. And now, dude, they split the stock and it's gone up both ways. And he's like some big time manager. You're not going to get that in trucking. In trucking, you're not going to get that. In trucking, there's the ceiling, and you're going to hit it pretty fucking quick. And then you're going to have other guys that are coming in as the pay goes up. And then, you started down here, they're starting right here. And eventually you're all going to be up there making about the same. And with inflation and as the cost of living goes up, I don't know, man. I just don't fucking know. I think trucking is taking the shit, right? It's taking a shit, dude. Probably what trucking should be used for if you really want to get like a good job with a lot of like growth and potential and shit is get into trucking, run OTR or regional, whatever, for 2 or 3 years, get your experience, add on all your endorsements, get passengers, and probably be like a bus driver for a municipality or some transit agency covered by a government, like a local county or government, like AC Transit, Muni, whatever, like the MTA, I think is in LA, you know what I mean? Um, like work for waste management or be a garbage truck driver because those motherfuckers are making way more money than truck drivers. And in those companies, you have the chance to go into like upper management where you'll make a lot of fucking money in the office, just managing people. You know what I'm saying? And then once you become a manager, say you get laid off, you got all this experience, not just in truck driving, but in management, um, office work and shit. So you got more skills to, you know, to bring to the job market. It just it's fucked up. I love flatbedding. What's up, Ramos? What's up, trucking with Foz? 5.5 loud and clear. Move to Texas. No income taxes. Check it out. Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to bet you guys are making good money in Texas, depending on where you are. I met some people who moved to Texas who don't really have skills, who work like like warehouse jobs and shit. And they say they kind of regret moving to Texas, that they wish they would have stood in California because they ain't making shit in Texas. But if you have skills in Texas, like if you work in IT, software, trucking, you'll be okay in Texas. You'll do good. What do you think of Swift? No different than Night. A lot of people bag on Swift, but it's a job, dude. These are all fucking jobs. Hello from Modesto. What's up? Um, one LEGFR8 trucking. Just watch a video. Just watch a video for Phoenix, Arizona. They need 100,000 microchip employees for those new giant chip factories. They are offering college courses to learn how it works in Phoenix. No advancement. Kind of finally caught up on all the comments. Yeah, that's crazy. They're gonna put microchips in the employees. I don't know. But yeah, dude, that's what I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to talk about these local jobs. They can be pretty hard to come across, depending on where you are. In the Bay Area with trucking, it's very competitive. I can lower my standards. Sometimes I might, and get like a class B job, running old people around in shuttles and shit. Um, I might add passengers because that could probably add to what I can make. The only thing with running buses and like shuttles is where do you use the bathroom? You know, I don't see like buses, they can't just pull off like we can and go to like a truck stop or something. There's no truck stops in the bay like that, but I don't know. Who knows? Who fucking knows, right? But yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today. These local jobs, they could be very hard to come across. You know what I mean? And union gigs, they're good. They're good. I mean, union workers, they tend to make more than non-union workers. For the most part, sometimes that's not the case. There's some private companies that do pay more than some unions in that area, believe it or not. And usually that comes from a union presence in that area, especially in that field. If this company over here sees that, this yard down the street is unionized, they might say, "Oh, I don't want that union coming over here, so let me just go ahead and give my employees a raise." You know what I mean? So, but as far as trucking goes, I don't think unions are going to save trucking. I think trucking is what it is, dude. The ATA is way too powerful. The ATA are all of these mega carriers: Knight, Swift, England, Warner, Prime, Western Express. Right? They all come together in like a lobbying group. I even think Martin might be a part of the ATA. I could be wrong about that, but they make all these rules like ELD and fucking all this shit, and like they drive down the the price of freight by hauling cheap freight and cutting out the middleman and cutting out fucking like small owner operators and putting them out of business because they got the muscle to haul cheap freight. And no union's going to come in and save that. Look, a union can't save you. Union jobs are good, but especially in trucking or any job, right? A union can't prevent you from being laid off. A union can't prevent the company from closing its doors and moving out of state somewhere where there's not a union, or where they won't be hit with the union right away. And another thing about unions is they do like jack up the cost of goods that we're paying for. For example, right? Say, um, what's the like UPS, right? Say I'm a warehouse and UPS is my trucking company and they're moving all my goods and they're union and they just got a raise, right? So now what UPS is going to do is they're going to shift that cost onto me. Say I was paying them $100 to move a box, right? But now since their union contract gave their employees a raise, the CEO's not going to take a cut. They never take a cut. They're going to charge me, the customer, right? They're going to charge me $150 to move that same box because they got a raise, which means, they're going to pay it, but they're going to jack up the price of what it is they're selling once it gets to the store. Now, that price of eggs that you're paying for, it was $10 yesterday. Now it's 12, 13, 14, 15 for that same, little carton of eggs. It's called inflation. That's what it is, right? Unions, they do inflate prices of things that we pay for, and you could cry and bitch about it, but it is what it is, right? And like I said, a union is not going to save trucking. The only thing that can save trucking is if you really give them a driver shortage, is if people just stop doing the job. If people wake up one day and realize, you know what, the world's changing. Maybe I should get an education. I made a video saying don't go to college because most college kids go to college and they get dumb degrees. But as long as you're going to college and you're getting a good degree, like in tech, like where the world's going. If you're going into the tech field, yeah, you're gonna do good. If you're gonna be a doctor, a lawyer, or something like that, you're gonna do good. But if you go for like humanities, it's fucking philosophy, or like I don't know, to like maybe even to like be a therapist or something, dude, or to get like a job to where you're gonna be working in like I don't know, like well, what's another dumb one like marketing or something like that. You need a job where the world's going. You need to get a degree in like tech because the world is turning into a technically logical advanced world. I think I just murdered that, right? But if you're just going to stay in trucking, you're going to get fucked over. And this is the way the world works. You either move with the times or get left behind like Blockbuster. So you, as the American worker, you got to ask yourself, is trucking something that I should be doing? Because the world's changing. This industry, I really feel like it's failing. I mean, I'm not the only one that feels like that. It is failing, right? And no union's going to save it. Union jobs are good. They are for you while you're at the job during that time. You know what I'm saying? But there's no guarantee that that union can't fail. There's no guarantee that your pension can't fail. There's no guarantee that the company can't up and move or close its doors. Look what happened to Yellow. What happened to Yellow? And some people say it's they weren't taking care of their finances or whatever. Dude, the truth of the matter is that UPS could fail. What's another one? ABF can fail, right? Um, I think Cisco is union, right? They could fail. These union companies, they could fail, dude. Nothing is guaranteed in life. You have to look at, all right, where's the world going? And I should move along with the times. You know what I'm saying? Let me catch up on these comments. I just went on a fucking tangent. What the fuck? Damn it. Oh, come on, you fucking computer. All right, let me see. Yeah, for sure, yo. Good evening, my brother. Love your videos, man. Look for volumetric. Looks like any other industry. I am trying to stay away from flatbeds. I would stay away from flatbeds. There's no employee shortage. That's the truth of my company. The flatbedding, Sopramos. See, no advancement. Jesus Christ. Let's see. Why not save money working OTR and go live in Mexico 3 months out of the year, um, where it's cheaper? Because you might get robbed. You might get fucking punked by a cartel. Trust me, right? Look at like what do they call it? The passport bros? Look, a lot of people do that. A lot of people they take American money and they go retire in other companies. I mean, countries, right? But the problem with that is that the word gets out that you're an American. And that's even worse than like, the tech bros moving to San Francisco and jacking up the cost of living over there because you're still in America. You're an American who retired as a truck driver and you're going to move to Mexico where they're living off of the peso and you're living off of the dollar? Dude, you're a target. You're a fucking target. And all it takes is for like the bartender and his primo is from Sinaloa, you know what I mean, with El Chapo on them. And he says, "Oh, hey, dude, there's this guy who's a retired tech worker or who's a retired truck driver, and he comes to my bar every day. You know what I mean? And he lives up the street in this condo overlooking the beach. Let's go rob him. You know what I'm saying? That shit happens. And in Mexico, it's so fucking corrupt. You'll wake up one morning to like some Richard Ramirez shit. You'll be in your bed and you'll see like a flashlight in 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 the hallway, and it's someone with the AR-15 like this, and all his cartel people are right there in your house, and they're gonna empty out your fucking bank account. And if you don't do it, they're gonna fucking chop your head off right there with you and your wife and your kids and the dog and the fish and everyone, dude. And then once they empty out your bank account, they're going to probably say, "Oh, hey, matter of fact, since you're an American, why don't you haul this shit for us? You're a truck driver, right? You got a CDL? Good. Or you still got your driver's license? Good. Drive this car for us. We got it filled up with dope in the body and shit, fentanyl. You're going to drive it across the border, and now you're going to work for us. So not only did you get robbed, now you're working for the cartel, just because you retired in Mexico, right? That's worst case scenario, but dude, trust me, it fucking happens. It fucking happens, bro. Right? Um, so yeah, I mean, you could go to Mexico, but you're taking a fucking risk, dude. You're taking a fucking risk. And plus me, dude, trust me, dude, I'm Mexican. I love my race. I think Mexican women are some of the most beautiful women on the planet. Um, but you as an American, you're taking a risk going out there. You're taking a big fucking risk. It's one leg freight. I'm a left leg below knee amputee in California. Took 15 months to give me my CDL permit. Bastards. Sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's sad. That's fucked up. Class B cement mixer. Cement mixer is one of the best and easier to get into. I'll check it out. I'll definitely check it out. Get your tankers or hazmat in both. I got that. That's what lot lizards are for. Ride a bus and ask them. So the way I think it works with buses is on their route, they have certain buildings where they allow the bus driver to use the bathroom. That's the vacuum in the hallway. So yeah, I think it does work out. I mean, there's bus drivers that's been doing it for years, so they got it down somehow, right? Owner ops going to be extinct soon too. Yeah, they are. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like that. Honestly, being an owner operator truck driver, that's like starting up a blockbuster in the age of Netflix and YouTube. Honestly, I wouldn't be a fucking owner operator unless if I had a direct customer and I knew that direct customer was like a solid company that wasn't going to go under and wasn't going to get unionized. Look, if I'm an owner operator, I don't want to haul for a company that's being unionized because once their contracts um, get negotiated and their union workers get a raise, me, the owner operator, now I'm going to be, hauling that freight probably for cheaper because they need to take that money that they were paying me, the owner operator, to ship the goods. Now they're paying their employees. You know what I mean? So once you're owner operator, you don't want to work with union companies. You don't because you're going to get fucked. You're going to be losing money working for them. You want to work if you're owner operator, you want a direct customer. You don't want nothing to do with any fucking brokers, not even to get home, dude, because you're going to lose money. If you're an owner operator, you want a direct customer that's not union, right? That's not like a union warehouse, that's solid, that has good financials, that's been in business for a long time. Then you be an owner operator. But even then, being an owner operator, dude, the cost of fuel, the cost of business, the red tape, I wouldn't fucking do it. That's like starting a blockbuster, dude. I just wouldn't do it. I'd rather do OnlyFans or something than be an owner operator. Right. Let's see. What's up, dude? Hope all is well. It's Tony from the CR England Yard. Hey, Tony. What's going on? I left OTR and went local. They got that driver camera and are super strict. I left OTR and went local. Ugh. That sucks, dude. That fucking sucks, bro. I'll tell you this though. Depending on what you're doing, if you're local, then your shit should be short. A lot of your driving should be short, going from here to here to here to here to here, doing a lot of drops. So it's not like you're gonna be driving miles and miles and miles like you are on over the road and you're gonna be bored. No, no, no. You're gonna be sitting in city traffic where you need to be paying attention, where you're probably not gonna have time to like listen to a podcast and shit like that. So who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? If they are strict and they got the camera on you. If I'm driving around LA all day, um, I gotta be on my toes. If I'm driving around the Bay Area all day, I gotta be on my fucking toes, right? So it just is what it is, man. Right? At least you're home. At least you're fucking home. Coding and robotics is the future. Yeah, you know what I mean. And you guys aren't dumb. You know, you can always get an education. You can always learn a skill, right? Um, something. You know, you know what's not dying? Believe it or not, janitorial work. That shit is not dying. That's not dying. And as the tech industry grows, they're still going to be using offices, right? And hospitals always need janitors. Corporate offices always need janitors. Counties and municipalities always need janitors, right? You still need street sweeping. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I honestly do feel like trucking, especially conventional, like over the road regional trucking, that's a dying industry. It's failing. You know what I mean? And that includes like line haul work. You know what I mean? It really does. It includes it because here's the thing, right? Whether you're like line haul, where you're doing like the doubles and the triples, or you're like refrigerator or tanker, eventually these self-driving trucks are going to be a thing. They're going to be a thing. One thing I know about technology, especially living up in the Bay Area, is I've seen all this shit progress. You know what I mean? And technical advancement, it always wins. It always wins because they got the money, they got the financing behind it. Look at what's going on in truck stops. You have self checkouts in truck stops. You have self checkouts in the grocery store. This is just the beginning, right? You have automated trucking companies. Now, it's going to be a long time until the driver is not needed, right? And even then, the driver is still going to probably be needed, especially for stuff like US Foods and Cisco, where you got to bomb the freight yourself. But what's going to happen is you're going to get an even bigger pay cut once this AI shit comes into trucking, like full force. And that doesn't matter if you're union or not. And I think as the the self-driving trucks become a thing, these union companies are going to probably go belly up. They're going to go belly up because the rest of the market, like all the mega carriers, they're going to be slashing the pay of the drivers. They're going to be laying off the drivers with all the experience, and they're going to be hiring these rookies out of truck driving school. And all you're going to have to do, as far as the driving goes, is just literally like you'll for sure be like a steering wheel holder, right? You're just going to be monitoring the steering wheel. The new training is going to be like, again, it's going to be more technical than it is hands on. You're still going to have to know how to drive a truck for when you have to take it over in certain conditions and shit, like maybe like chaining up and all that. They'll probably have automatic chains, but those break all the time. So your pay is going to go down because you're not going to need that much hands on skill because half of the job is going to be done for you. It's going to be done self driving. So the pay is going to go down. They're going to get rid of the old drivers and bring in the new so they could pay them cheap. And then when that happens, um, the customers that are like like the warehouses and the cold storage facilities and all these shipping companies, right? That are working for like ABF and um, UPS and shit. They're going to stop doing business with UPS and ABF. They're going to do business with Night Transportation, CR England, all these companies that have these self-driving cars, because the cost of shipping with them is going to be a lot cheaper than it is like with these union companies. And as these union companies lose their um, their customers, they're going to go out of business. They're going to go out of business, and they're not going to have money to pay these pensions. They're going to go bankrupt. And all these guys are like, "Oh yeah, join the union, join the union." They're going to be fucked, dude. They're going to be fucked. Trust me. As the world becomes more technologically advanced, and this, you know, the tech industry takes over trucking, mark my words, the Teamsters, they're going to get fucked. Trust me, dude. The Teamsters might cease to exist. You know what I mean? And the whole idea about a union is good. It's good for the workers. It's good for the worker, right? But if you think about it, it makes the cost of products go up. It makes the cost of shipping go up, and no one wants to pay the higher cost. No one wants to pay that higher cost, right? So no union, like the idea of a union, if you think about it, if you listen to a lot of these guys say, "Oh yeah, get a union job, get a union job." A lot of them are older, right? A lot of them are older, like in their 40s and 50s, maybe even in their late 30s, and they're like, "Oh yeah, my dad retired a- as a union job, or my grandpa was a union welder for this company or whatever, or a union construction worker, or like my dad was an apprentice, like started as an apprentice. Now he's a journeyman plumber for this construction union or whatever. A lot of them are older. Like this whole thing about being in a union, it's like a older, and it's slowly going to become like an outdated concept, right? Because the future is tech. The future is AI. Believe it or not, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, but in the future, by the time we get older, right? You're going to have to learn how to deal with this. Um, you're going to have to learn how to work with AI. And if not, then I guess like the janitorial job market is going to be flooded. So no union is gonna fucking. I'm not anti-union. I'm just giving you the truth about it, right? Look at the job in San Francisco I want to apply for that I've been applying for is union. Waste management is union. Recology is union. But what I'm talking about isn't trucking. Isn't trucking. You know what I mean? The thing about these garbage companies is their customer is the public, homeowners, and businesses who have waste management garbage containers and garbage bins. You know what I mean? And all they are is a bill onto the homeowners. And a lot of them are subsidized by the counties and shit that they work in. So they're tied in with the government. So maybe them too, AI is going to come into that too. And even them, they could go belly up or slash prices or sort of to slash the pay of the truck drivers. But it's just the truth. I'm not anti-union. I'm just giving you I don't give a fuck one way or another about a union. All I'm telling you is just the truth of the reality, right? Unions make the price of goods go up. Nobody likes that. It causes inflation and it makes the prices of goods go up with these people that ship these goods that we need every day that, goes on a truck. And you know, the as the tech industry takes over trucking, a lot of these union companies like ABF, UPS, they're going to slash the pay of these of their drivers, and if they can't because the union's too strong, the union's not allowing them to slash pay because unions they don't allow pay cuts. Really, they don't. Right? I'm sure it happened here and there, but no, they're against that. They're for the worker. These customers that work with ABF and like UPS or whatever other union trucking company, they're going to stop doing business with those union companies. They're going to go with other companies where the shipping's cheaper. And the unions are going to get fucked, bro. The unions, they're going to get fucked, dude. Let's see. What do you think about food service? Let's see. Cutting robotics. What do you think about food service drivers making 100,000 a year? That's good. That's good for them, dude. Um, I think they probably should be paid more, honestly. Food service drivers, the trucking industry as a whole is underpaid.